Good afternoon. 9 News is once again calling for a weather impact day. The high winds and hot weather returned after already causing a ton of damage earlier in the week. This time, though, the gusts are more widespread and not quite as strong, but the risk of fire danger still very high today. Thanks for joining us a little after 5 o'clock tonight. I'm Jennifer Meckles. Over the next 3 days, the weather is taking us everywhere, from shorts and sandals weather back to needing your coat once again. We start with a live look outside over Horsetooth Reservoir this Saturday afternoon. A pretty nice day outside as far as the temperatures. Lots of wind, of course, but definitely tonight we move into some very big weather whiplash. Corey Reppenhagen joins us in studio today. What do you want to talk about first, my friend? You got a lot on your list.
Yeah, it must be March, right? Because only thing we're missing is a blizzard. And really the storm that's coming through tonight will turn into a blizzard once it gets down into the Indiana, Illinois area. But for us, we'll get just a little bit of a scrape from this one. But right now, the temperatures, let's talk about that because that was the most extreme thing we saw today. Denver International Airport just came 4 degrees away from tying an all-time record today. And we're going to tie a bunch of records next week, probably break them. We're still in the 70s. The winds right now in the 30s and 40s. We never really did see any really extreme winds today above 60 miles per hour, but it was impactful nonetheless. And really the big concern with this wind today was the fire danger, about as critical as you can get. And those fire weather warnings go until 9 o'clock. Taking a look at the satellite and radar picture, you can see the storm system up here to the north. Here's the cold front right here, just moving into northwest Colorado at this moment. And cold fronts in March just get interesting. So we'll watch and see how this unfolds. Some snow showers starting to appear here in the mountains, and we'll watch for this thing to come across the Front Range later on tonight. So we do have a weather impact alert for tomorrow morning. Wind, cold, snow squalls possible, and then we'll calm down into Monday as we head into some record-breaking heat. So I'll break that down coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, Corey, thanks. Quick live look over the runways at DIA this afternoon. There is a ground delay right now because of the winds. The FAA says the average delay about 40 minutes. According to FlightAware, more than 440 flights have been delayed, 29 canceled. Not a great start to spring break for folks trying to get to Colorado today. Because of that heightened fire risk, Xcel Energy is once again doing planned power shutoffs today. Earlier in the day, they were guessing it'd be about 18,000 people across Boulder and Jefferson counties who would be impacted by this. We're taking a look now at the outage map as it stands at this moment. There are about 12,000 people without power. Xcel said the wind would start dying down late afternoon, within probably this hour, and that would let crews get out there and start to check on the power lines. But they did warn it could take a couple of hours for them to get that power back up and running for folks. And while everyone is on high alert today for the winds and the fire danger, Boulder County decided they were going to close some popular trails this weekend, which came at the same time as a very sunny day on a weekend and a lot of people itching to get outside. It actually surprised a lot of hikers and bikers who showed up at trailheads. Some of them closed, some of them maybe not closed. 9 News reporter Rhea Jaws live in Boulder tonight. You found a whole lot of people who had to turn around and make new plans, Rhea.
Yeah, Jenny, the wind also has been coming in some short bursts, but other than that, as you said, it's been sunny, it's been warm, so you can imagine why people would want to get outside, get on the trails, but because of that high wind and high fire danger, people have been having to turn around shortly after the restart. On a Saturday like this in Boulder?
We came out because it was nice out.
What else would Coloradans be doing?
There's a lot of people. Bikers, dogs.
It's in their nature to head out into nature.
This is Dylan. He's my little guy.
But for some people, that instinct led them right back the way they came.
Biking, and we were trying to go on the trail, and it was actually closed. We had to kind of turn around.
Well, we were walking, and then the trail closed at the bridge, so we had to stop very quickly, about a mile. I will say it's very windy, but is that why it's closed?
Exactly. Here's Jamie Barker with the Boulder County Fire Rescue to explain.
We are going to have significantly high winds as well as low humidity. So the risk for fire is high.
All open space, parks, and trails west of Highway 93 are supposed to be off limits on Saturday.
And there could be flying debris, falling trees, etc. So we want to keep as many people as safe as possible.
The closure includes the entirety of this whole trail system here, Boulder Canyon Trail.
It's not closed.
Vinny Montez with Boulder County Sheriff's Office kind of predicted this would happen.
Now, here's the thing. Is there going to be enough people to truly stop people from going out on those trails? The answer to that is absolutely not. We're just asking people to comply with these closures because we don't want them to be at risk.
As you saw, a lot of the closures did not stop a lot of people from hitting the trails, but Boulder County officials are saying that they hope to reopen the trails officially by Sunday morning. Reporting live in Boulder, Rhea Cha, 9 News.
All right, Rhea, thank you. And we are getting a little taste of the wind you're feeling out there this afternoon. The Jefferson County Sheriff's Office is also closing down part of Highway 93 because of high winds today. The closures between 64th and Highway 72. This comes semis tipped over on that stretch of road on Thursday during windy conditions. So if you have a high-profile vehicle or if you're driving in an empty truck, be sure to check the weather along with your route before you head out the door. Tomorrow, though, as the temperatures drop so quickly, the city of Denver will open shelters trying to help people who are experiencing homelessness get out of the cold. Very weird to think about, right? This drastic drop in temps. All of the shelters are pet friendly. They will provide food, showers, and blankets. Shelters open starting at 1 p.m. Sunday. And with then the potential for record heat coming next week, again, what a pivot. Those shelters won't be open very long. They plan to close at 11 a.m. Monday. Jefferson County Sheriff's Office is asking for your help to look for and help them find a missing 14-year-old this weekend. Zoe Jimenez has been missing since she left home on a school day. She goes to Ken Carroll Middle School in Littleton, left yesterday morning. Zoe is 5 feet tall, 100 pounds, blonde and green highlights in her brown hair. Last seen wearing jean shorts and a black oversized sweatshirt. Jeffco Sheriff's Office says she might be a danger to herself. If you see her, please call 911. The Jefferson County Public School District is now responding to the U.S. Department of Education's accusations that the district is violating federal anti-discrimination laws regarding transgender students. Jeffco says the feds are wrong. The Education Department's Civil Rights Division says Jeffco Schools is violating the civil rights of female students by allowing transgender students to use school facilities and compete on sports teams that align with their gender identity. The Education Department also takes issue with the school district's policy that lets trans students choose overnight school trip accommodations that match their gender identity. The feds say if the district does not overturn those policies in 10 days, Jeffco will face imminent enforcement action. Well, the school district released a statement that says in part, quote, that conclusion is erroneous, and the resolution agreement proposed by the Office of Civil Rights would place Jeffco in direct conflict with Colorado law. The district went on to say, quote, providing equal access to programs and services for all Jeffco students, including those who are transgender, does not violate Title IX. The department's interpretation has no basis in the Title IX regulations and is not supported by any binding court decision. Well, out with the old and in with the new, crews are starting to clear out the buildings on the west side of Denver's Cherry Creek shopping area. The Denver Gazette gives us a little look at the progress so far, where they are building the new Cherry Creek West neighborhood. The building phase starts sometime in the next year. They're still in demo phase. The new project will add 7 new buildings with more than 800 apartment units and 100,000 square feet of retail. The demolition phase, they hope to finish by the end of summer. A new report from the Denver Business Journal is laying out a timeline now for a new pedestrian bridge near Ball Arena. This new bridge would go across Spear and ultimately connect to downtown. Eventually, the development is planning a sports mile connecting Ball Arena to Coors Field, all using a path along Winecoop Street. This is part of the first phase of redeveloping the area around Ball Arena, which will soon include a new performance venue, hotels, apartment buildings. They're hoping to wrap up construction in 2032. Right now, Denver's newest professional sports team is playing their first ever game. The Denver Summit FC ladies soccer team kicked off a half hour ago in San Francisco. Score is 2-1. Bay FC is leading right now, but it's early. The Summit started their season with 3 road games. They will start at least with 3 road games before they open up at home Saturday, March 28th at Empower Field with a record crowd on hand. The team announced they have passed 50,000 tickets sold.